Me, 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 me. Low, 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 low. I'm getting ready
Low.
because I'm getting my voice ready because I'm actually singing at halftime with Rihanna in the Super Bowl. So, all right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in episode 11, Super Bowl edition of Shame-Ful Locks. Biggest game of the year, obviously. It's the Super Bowl for a reason. They put Super in front of Wild Card Weekend and Divisional Round and all that now, but this is the original Super, the OG Super right here, boy. So before we jump into some props and game locks that we like, Gabe, go ahead and run down what we did. What that was 2 weeks ago. Jeez.
Yep. Championship weekend.
This gap sucks, but yeah, let us know how we did in championship weekend.
Yeah. It wasn't pretty. I've been doing a lot better in the NBA betting recently, but that's pretty much all we've had. Definitely got the shakes now that football is basically gone. It's a terrible time. I would actually probably say it's my least favorite time of the year next to summer. It just sucks.
What is
There's
wrong
no
with
football.
you?
I hate the summer.
You must hate having fun.
There's only baseball. I fucking hate baseball.
Well, like sports wise, yeah. I mean, you got the NBA finals in June.
Not during the summer. It's usually April, isn't it?
NBA finals is in June. The playoffs go from like April till June.
All right. Someone tell Summer I'm sorry. I'll settle down.
All right. I'll let them know.
Thanks. Put a good word in for me. But yeah, 2 weeks ago, I had Eagles -2.5. That was the only lock that hit for either of us. I had Burrow over 2 passing touchdowns. He had 1. And then I had Pacheco over 48.5 rushing yards. I think he had like 29. Sick. Thanks, man. Now let's flip it over quickly over to Tim's locks. He had over 48 in the Bengals game. What was the score? Like 24-21 or something like that. So 45 under. Burrow's passing yards, he had over 277.5. I think he barely had like 200, I think. Random. And then you had a Deebo Samuel touchdown, which I can't even fault you for that one. That's just who would have predicted the 49ers lose their quarterback and their backup quarterback.
Yeah. And score 1 touchdown. And I was raving about the 49ers offense this whole playoff season, and they didn't come to play in the biggest game of their season. So it is what it is. Obviously, it's tough to go 3-0 in a week or 0-3 in a weekend, not 3-0, but it's nothing new to me. So, we're just going to go back to the drawing board for this week, try and finish the overall football season strong. I feel like if I hit this one strong, that'll give me some good juju going into March Madness, to where, that's where you need to be on your game because there's upsets all over the place there, and you got to cash in on them. So, all right, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into our Super Bowl locks. We got a game lock and then 2 player props, much like we did for championship weekend. What Super Bowl number is this? What is this, 57?
Yep, correct.
57. Yeah, all right. Super Bowl 57 locks. To start out, I went with the overall game under. Right now, which is set at 50.5 on FanDuel. Odds on that are -115. My reason for that, even though you do have 2 pretty good offenses, is simply trends. To be honest with you, the nerves get to you in the Super Bowl. The last 5 Super Bowls have hit the under. And obviously trends are meant to be broken, but I'm going to ride this one, see if it pays off. Like I said, sometimes the lights are too bright and, you fold. Even though that Chiefs Bengals game in championship weekend, we had a good game. 2 pretty good offensive teams and the under still hit 48. So, I'm liking that. I'm going to ride with it. My second lock is Kelsey alt receiving yards over 80. I think the over under is set at 49, and for him to go over 49 was like -500. So I was like, let's pump that up a little bit.
Yeah. There's no way.
So I pumped it up a little bit. Kelsey to go over 80 yards is minus 118. He's going to, I mean, once again, we've talked about this on the show before, but, quarterbacks in stressful times look to their tight end. And there's no tight end better in the league to look to better than Kelsey. So, Super Bowl, always a stressful game. Obviously, Mahomes is one of the coolest cucumbers there is out there, but Kelsey's his guy. Kelsey's a genius. He's going to find those pockets in the defense, and I think 80 yards is on the low end for him. But and then my final lock is Mahomes first to reach 200 passing yards in the game. It was who reaches 200 yards first, Mahomes or Hurts. Well, with Mahomes, because I think Hurts is going to choke, if I'm coming out and being honest with you. Odds on that are minus 220 for good reason. That's where the money is. But I see the Chiefs getting out in front in the first half and kind of maintaining that. Hopefully it's a close, low-scoring game with Kelsey over 80 yards and Mahomes with at least 200. So but that is all I have for Super Bowl 57.
And I can go ahead and give mine real quick, but I want to talk about the game, about how I think it's going to go. And I can't pick a winner in this game. Everything statistically and from what I've seen says Eagles better players. They just
more talent.
Yeah, better talent on both sides of the ball. Their defense is better than the Chiefs. Overall, I think they have a better offense, minus the quarterback position and a tight end position. But it's kind of almost like a Brady kind of scenario. You don't bet against Brady. I don't feel comfortable betting against Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Do I really think he's going to start his career as going 1-2 in Super Bowls? I don't believe that. But that's the only thing that's stopping me from taking the Eagles here. Mm-hmm. So I think the Eagles, I see it going one of two ways. The Eagles come up to a quick early lead, and then they do what Michigan does, which pisses me the fuck off, and just run the ball, 4 yards to play,
bleed the clock.
Yeah, it's the most boring thing in the world to watch, and I fucking hate it.
Wins football games.
It pisses me off. It does, and it's fucking stupid.
It's tough to do that though if your defense isn't holding on the back end, and you just mentioned that the Chiefs' defense a little unimpressive. As of late and this kind of the season as a whole, obviously the receivers on the Chiefs are, not huge producers. But Pat McAfee did a breakdown midway through the NFL season of the just genius route running that Valdez-Scantling and Kadarius Toney, Juju shits poopster.
Good enough.
Yeah, but the genius in their route running to create space downfield. Pat McAfee highlighted it midway through the season. I think, those guys are wildly underrated in the job that they do on the back end there to open up things underneath for Kelsey, and then also once hitting Kelsey underneath in those pockets gets old, to then open it up downfield with the speed from Valdez-Scantling for one. It at the end of the day is going to be hard to stop, even for this Eagles defense that's very good front to back. So,
yeah, I pretty much see it going, like I said, one or two ways. It's pretty much, I think, going to go out to based off of whoever gets the quick early lead. If the Eagles get that lead, they're going to do what I hate and just milk clock and run the ball. Going to piss me off, and it's going to be boring in the Anderson. Or if the Chiefs go up like 10-3 early, game's over. The Chiefs the Eagles aren't made to come back, in my opinion. They're not a good play from behind team, which they haven't really done all season.
Yeah.
But again, those are the two ways I see it going. Which way I think it goes, fuck, I don't know. That's why I stayed away from picking a game pick here. I got the over 50.5 at minus 115. My reasoning for this is I think the game's probably going to be like a 27-24, maybe like 31-24 kind of game. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring. 50.5 is a lot of points, but when you got the two number one seeds, the best two offenses out there, I just feel better about it than actually taking one of the Eagles or the Chiefs.
Right.
Feels safer to me.
I mean, that's kind of the route I took too, so I fully get that.
Yeah. And next player prop I have is Mr. Jalen Hurts under passing yards, 238.5 under. Mr. Jalen Hurts has fucked me. Both playoff games, granted, they were both blowouts, so I guess I get it. They're gonna run the ball a little bit more when they're winning a lot. But like, I didn't even have him for anything crazy. I think I had him for 200 passing yards. I think the last two playoff games he's hit under 150.
Jeez, so, what's going on with my guy? I mean, their running game is good though. You know, Sanders and it's solid that to the point where late in the season like this, you know, everyone's hurting, you know, so pounding the run up the middle is going to be successful. Not as many guys want to tackle, you know, just that instinctual, God, this season's lasting forever. Obviously that could change in the Super Bowl, obviously, because it's the Super Bowl. But yeah, down that stretch of the season and even into the playoffs a little bit, you have that to where that's the reason for the success in the run game. But it's all led by Big Kelsey there in the middle for the Eagles. So did you hear the story of how they got him to stay and not retire?
No, I did not.
So he went to the coach or the GM and goes, or met with both of them, and he goes, yeah, you know, I think I'm retiring this year. And Eagles coach looks at him, goes, I'll buy you a keg if you stay
Eagles
for
coach?
one more year. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking to. I thought you were talking about Travis Kelce, not Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce. Yeah, Jason Kelce. Yeah.
Okay.
So Sirianni bought Kelce a keg of beer to stay on this season, and he might end up getting a Super Bowl out of it. That's pretty sick. That's a guy right there. That's a dude's dude. You know, you got to respect that move. And
he's out there playing with a torn groin.
Yeah, he doesn't care, man. That's
fun.
That's a football guy right there. Love that.
Hell yeah, love it. That's sick. I'll give an honorable mention before I get my last pick. I really, really, really like Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown scorer this week, but I'm going with locks, not just bets I like.
Yeah,
I really like it because every time the Eagles get down to the 1 or 2 yard line, QB sneak. Feels like every time. I love Jalen Hurts touchdown this week. Honorable mention. I think it's at plus 100 or something like that. But I feel like this is too easy to pass up. And now that I say that, it'll get nowhere close, I'm sure. But I've been reading reports that Nick Sirianni has been loving Gainwell. Gainwell. Let's get him some more touches. He's been earning those touches and more, which comes with more rushing yards. In these playoffs, I believe, I mean, they were both blowouts, so obviously he's going to get his touches and blowout running game that they love to do. Yeah. The over-under for rushing yards for him is 19.5. I assume if he gets at least 8 to 10 carries, he's going to get 20 yards. And the Eagles love to run the ball. So I'm taking Mr. Kenneth Gainwell over 19.5 rushing yards.
I like that.
I think that was minus 110.
The research done and the backing for that lock was very professionally done. I'm gonna give you a little hand clap there.
Thank you. I try to do my research. I don't like to make picks without any backing evidence.
Fair enough. Whereas I make bets on whims. So,
to be honest, it'll probably, since I said I like it, it'll probably he'll have the under, and then Jalen Hurts will score a touchdown.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. Real quick, last little thing here, just for fun. Super Bowl MVP, who you got?
I think if you get the Chiefs winning, which I do, I think you have I think I'm gonna go Kelsey.
Kelsey?
That'd be cool if it was scripted and someone had the inside track on that, though. That would be freaking sweet, dude. I'd quit my job tomorrow and I'd just
for $2,000.
No. Like if I actually had access to the whole script, every
Oh.
game, every stat, everything type of thing. Yeah. You'd make a living. You could make a living on that. You turn $10 into 50 grand in 2 weekends.
Yeah, I've seen Back to the Future too.
Dude, the sports almanac.
Yeah,
That's how Biff
yeah,
gets his empire. Yeah.
that's all it takes. It's all it takes.
Maybe my
Super Bowl MVP. Continue. Sorry.
I was gonna say maybe my car will have a flux capacitor in it, and we can go to the future before Sunday and get all the right locks.
That'd be really lucky. Hey, let me know. Like, text me if that happens. Because if your car just happened to be mounted out,
I'll let you know. I'll come through, pick you up, and we'll go to Monday. We'll just go to Monday and read the stat sheet. Yeah.
We'll just pick up a copy of the box score and go back.
Yeah.
God, that'd be sick.
Who's your MVP?
Jalen Hurts, not for passing, because he's going to run for 1 to 2 touchdowns. He might throw for 2, but he's not having a big day passing. Because they use a committee of running backs. There won't be a good enough running back to be able to win the award, and then the only way they give it to a defensive player is if it's it's a low scoring game and it's like 17-10, and
Sure.
the guy just had like 3 sacks.
Sure.
So yeah, Jalen Hurts MVP, just because he's going to throw 1 or 2 touchdown passes and probably rush for 1.
I like that. You had mentioned that running aspect of his game once it gets down into the short yardage goal line type of situation. So
I like
I think if he pulls off one of those, in crunch time, a needed go ahead score in the second half, I think, and if they end up winning, I think that's a lock in for him as MVP. But all right, before we get out of here, what are your expectations for the Rihanna halftime show?
Like to hear some diamonds.
Yes.
I got to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Umbrella, so I know it's going to be played, but I don't like that song.
It was too mainstream in 2009. It was just irritating.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
It'll be played, I'm sure, no doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really a big Rihanna fan. As you know, we were listening to Touch Tunes last night at the bar, and I go, "Hey, Rihanna song," and it was Beyonce. So I don't know shit about Rihanna. I'll just be there to watch. I do real quick on halftime shows of the topic. I think they get too much hate every year. People are like, "That was the worst thing I've ever seen." I'm like,
well, everyone thinks they're a critic. That's just how the world works these days. Everyone's a critic. But last year was pretty fun with Dr. Dre and Snoop and Eminem. That was a good one.
I had no problem with that.
I'm looking forward to the full Michelob Ultra Super Bowl commercial, the Caddyshack spoof with Tony Romo. Very excited for that. I'll be watching closely for that one. But yeah, Super Bowl, man. Hard to hate it, easy to love. Mm-hmm. Great day of the year. It's pretty much a holiday.
It's a holiday in my eyes, no doubt.
The Monday following the Super Bowl is the year's lowest productive day in American businesses. So I look forward to a slow Monday, but a fun Sunday.
Oh yeah.
To all of you out there, best of luck on your Super Bowl bets. Thanks for riding with us this football season. Shame-Ful Locks will return for some basketball content following the Super Bowl. Be sure to stick with us. That is all we have for now. This has been episode 11 of Shame-Ful Locks. We will see you next time.
That sounds about right. Oh yeah.